Hello and welcome. I'm Julie Von Bergen, a math professor here at Los Medanos College. In this video, I will show you how to create Canvas discussion board posts. I will share how to create discussion board posts with all students together and with students in groups. Our outcomes for this video are at the end of the video presentation, you will be able to create a discussion board post for an entire class with all students together and create a discussion board post for an entire class with students in groups. Let's head into the dashboard of my Canvas. So we are going to be working with one of my statistics classes. So I'm going to scroll down and choose that section. You'll notice I have a welcome homepage set as my homepage, and then this links students to the modules. So I've made some adjustments to let students know that I'm excited to continue the semester via online learning. And then I put a link right up here at the top to the Chapter 4 module, which is where we left off last class. So if we click, it takes us right into the modules. You can see we switched over to the modules because over here on the left side of my Canvas menu, modules is highlighted. So you can see I put up some videos continuing into this week, and then I uploaded the PDF of the work that we done last week in class. I am working on a Chapter 5A module. This is the next part that we would have covered face-to-face in class this week and next week. I'm not finished yet, so it's unpublished. I've got the gray circles here instead of the green arrows. And I want to add a discussion. So I'm going to click on the plus sign here up at the top of my module. That'll add a new item. By default, the items are added in the order that I choose to add them in, but you can click on the three dots to move the order. So under the pull down, I'm going to choose discussion. And then I want a new topic. If you have discussions that you already created that you want to add in, you can just click down below. So I'm going to paste in my title. This is the Chapter 5 group work assignment, lab assignment, and StatCrunch discussion form. And I'm going to add the item. If you like to indent, some folks like to put their discussions indented a little bit to distinguish for students when reading through the modules. You could click here. So maybe we'll go ahead and indent one level and then add the item. So you can see the discussion's a little bit indented. If I want to go back and indent my discussion from Chapter 4, just click on the three dots and click increase indent, and now that's a little bit indented so that it stands out for students. Oh, wrong thing to indent. Decrease the indent here and increase the indent up here in the discussion. I'm going to click on my discussion now that I've created and go in and edit it. So I have a discussion prompt here in my Word file. So this says in this forum you can post any questions about the Chapter 5A group assignment on packet pages, and then I list the pages and the information for students to make it really easy to find. So I'm going to edit this and then in the text box paste in this information. I use an activity module in my class. That's what the packet is. But if you have a textbook, you could put what textbook pages you like students to read. I want to add a note that this is an ungraded discussion. So I'm going to say this discussion is not graded. And then I want to add a note to say that Professor Julie will answer questions. And students are welcome to answer each other's questions. In this discussion forum. We scroll down to set up our settings. I only have one section because we don't do different sections for our classes here, so by default it's going to post to all the sections. If I wanted to attach a file, I could choose here. I like threaded replies, so I'm going to allow threaded replies because I want students to be able to respond to each other in threads if they like. I'm not going to check grading, and I'm not going to check that users must post before seeing replies because this is going to be an open forum. I like to have open forums where students can come and ask any questions that might be lingering and can talk with each other. So every chapter unit, I try to create one of these open forums for discussion, and then I can check in and reply as needed. I also use these forums in case I think of some hints or suggestions I'd like to give students, or if a student sends me an email with a good question and I send a response, I can take the response that I sent to that student and paste it into the discussion forum for the whole class so that information's available for everyone. I'm going to allow liking. That lets students just click on the thumbs up as they're reading through the discussion. I do this myself so that I know which discussion posts I've read, and then it gives students some feedback like, hey, somebody's reading your post, so I enjoy the liking part. This is not going to be a group discussion, so I'm not going to check anything there. And then this is going to be available the whole time. It's not something that has a due date because it's not graded, so I'm going to leave the available from and until blank. And then I'm going to save and publish. So students can come in and reply, and then they can reply to each other in threads if they like, since I allowed for threaded replies. Now let's go back to modules. So since I published this, it's now visible to students. Because the whole module is not published yet, they would just see this. So maybe I'll go ahead and publish the module by clicking here. So now when students look in, they'll see everything. My videos aren't up yet, so I'm going to unpublish them until I get them loaded. So if a student comes to chapter 5A, they'll just see the discussion forum. I want to add a new discussion to chapter 4. This is going to be a graded discussion, and I have the assignment here in my Word file. This is going to be called the Reflections on Success discussion, so I'm going to highlight and paste that. This is a great assignment that we use in the statistics classes at LMC for a mid-semester reflection. Myra Snell helped create this assignment, and I found it a really great assignment for students. So I'm going to click the plus to add item again in this module, and then under pull down, I'm going to pull down discussion again. And you can see the new discussion I just created is showing up as one of the possibilities. I'm going to select new topic here and paste in my reflection on success discussion. And I'm going to indent this one level because I indented the other discussions one level. Now we want to come in and edit our discussion. So click on edit. Now I have the assignment in my Word file, and it involves students watching videos. So the context is students pausing to think about what it takes to succeed and watching a couple of videos from Michael Jordan. So I'm going to paste in the first part of the prompt. Notice I have auto numbering in the Word file, so that doesn't always translate over to Canvas. So I need to put a 1 here. And then since there's 4 prompts, I like to put a note to students that says answer all 4 prompts in your reply. I'll just say all prompts in your reply. And then I need to embed the video. So I've got my link to YouTube here. I'm going to copy and paste that. And then if you see here, I can insert media by clicking on the little box that looks like a film. And under source, this is where I pasted my YouTube URL. I typically am happy with the default dimensions that Canvas sets up here. So this window is going to be 560 by 314, but you can adjust those proportions if you like. And then you can embed source code if you want to be really sophisticated, and you can embed alternative source and a poster if you really like. YouTube has closed captioning, so that's one reason I like to post in YouTube videos. Students can turn on the closed captioning really easily. Now I'm going to paste in the next prompt from my Word file. So this is a second video students are going to watch. And then I'm going to paste in this YouTube video. So again, highlight that. I'm going to use the insert or edit media again. Paste in my source URL. Leave the proportions as is because I'm happy with them. And paste them in. If you want to adjust the proportions, you can click, taking me to YouTube, you can click and drag them around usually. And then let's paste in the other discussion prompts. So discussion prompt 3 asks students to give an example from a success in their own life. And part 4 is to return to the discussion and click reply to at least 2 classmates. And then I said your feedback should be encouraging, constructive, and show support for your classmates. And then I say you may wait until after the due date when all posts are written to return to the discussion and give feedback. And my auto formatting transferred over, so I want to undo that in my post here. I'm going to allow threaded replies again. I'm going to say users have to post before seeing their classmates' replies. That'll make it so that they don't see anything until they post, and then they'll come back. So maybe I'll add a note about that. I'll say after you submit your initial post, you will be able to see classmate replies. This is going to be graded, and I'm going to allow liking. This is a group discussion, so I need to either choose an existing group category or give a new group category name. So I do have a group category that I named Reflections on Success Discussion Groups, so we're going to choose that one. And then the points possible, I'll make this worth 10 points. And my assignment group is going to be online discussions. I'm not going to require peer review. I'm going to have students come back and do replies on their own, but you can add required peer reviews if you prefer. This is going to be assigned to everyone. And I need to show you my group set. So, I'm going to create a new group category. So I already had set up that group, so I'm going to call this Reflections on Success group, slightly different name. So what I did to create the group category is I clicked here to have Canvas automatically split students into groups. In a class meeting with these students, I like to have 7 or 8 groups so that groups have 4 or 5 students in them. I have found in Canvas, I like to have my groups a bit bigger so that there are more students for them to interact with in their replies. So I'm going to go ahead and split these students into 4 groups. This will put 8 to 9 students in each group. If I wanted to manually create groups, I could check here, and then you can click and move students around into which group. And then I don't assign student group leaders for discussions, but that's an option. And you can either assign a student group leader or have a random student as group leader with a specific task for the leader. And I'm going to save this and go ahead and pick a due date. Available from, I'm going to leave that blank so that this shows up right away. And I'm going to make this due the Friday before spring break. By default, due dates are 11:59 p.m., so I'm okay with that. I'm going to say done, and we'll go save and publish. So you can see the 4 groups that I created are up here. If I wanted to use these groups in another assignment, I would pull them down under the group pull down, and students would be in the same group. If I want to create new groups, I would click new group. You can click as the instructor on each one of these groups once students start posting to see their responses. And then you can see how my videos are embedded here, and the steps are here, and students will come and reply. Let's go ahead and look at a group discussion I've already set up and assigned to students. So this is a graded discussion. In this case, students were in 5 groups. I grouped them by chapters 1 and 2. This was an online discussion for a hybrid class. And here I had students looking at a discussion prompt where they were answering all the discussion questions, and they were comparing a mosaic plot and a box plot. So you could see here are the 3 questions students had to analyze before they replied. If we go into edit, we can see the settings I used in this discussion. So similar to the last post, this allowed threaded replies. Users must post before seeing replies. It was graded and allowed liking. And my due date was February 24th. And so I had all of these features. What was different with this is in the Canvas settings, in my modules, this is set so that students can't progress through the module until they finish each activities. So let me show you how that looks. This is a hybrid class, so there's a lot of modules because they do their textbook reading embedded in Canvas. So I'm scrolling down to chapter 2.5. So if you go look at the settings in here, you can see here, let me show you in a different module. See how the requirements are for students completing the requirements in sequential order. So this is something you can edit and add, and then update the module so that they have to go through in order. So in my discussion, once they finish their discussion, the next page is an answers page. So they can't see the discussion until they have posted their first reply. And then because it's locked in sequential order, the students go through the discussion first, and then they can move to the answers. So the answers don't pop up until they've completed the discussion. So here are my solutions for this discussion, showing my interpretation for students to check their answers. If they've made mistakes, they can then go back and reply to themselves and do corrections. This is an overview of the different types of discussions that I use. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions.